Hello, denizens. Welcome back to the Dire Penguin Show. I'm Dire Penguin, and I'm glad to have you with me as we slowly expand our forces in Starsector. Now, where we left off last time, we had just gotten our fourth ship, a combat freighter, which we now have a nice captain for here, Captain Lieutenant De Farah. This is just simple ship, gives us a little bit more cargo capacity, gives us a little bit more combat. I wish it had a flight deck, but we haven't gotten into any carrier type action. We are on our way back to the station here because we are currently over our cargo limit. We can see that if we open up the fleet here. We're currently incurring a supply cost per day, plus we want to sell off and make some profit. Now, I did play a little bit off camera, just doing some of the simpler combats because too many of those and they start to get repetitive. I wanted to go ahead and see if I could get my rating with the hegemony up high enough that I could get that favorable status so that I can become a true official commissioned privateer. And I'm glad to say that we now have done that. We are now favorable with the hegemony. Looks like it's about 15 that you have to get to before you are considered favorable. I wish those were actually listed somewhere so that I could find out, but a little bit of experience playing the game and we'll have that down pat. Now, we are vengeful, or rather the pirates are vengeful with us. Now, I don't know if that means they're going to start sending out death fleets hunting me down or placing bounties on me. I don't know. We'll see. So, we are currently pretty well stocked on money. I think we have a fair amount of stuff to sell off as well. So we may want to consider getting our bounty, or our commission, going out, hunting down some bounties, and seeing just if we can accrue a lot of money so that we can afford a destroyer or something like that. So let's go ahead and visit the station and go ahead and pick up our commission, which I don't know if it says it's going to make any enemies of the hegemony hostile to me. Now, I believe I'm already hostile with them due to my choices during character creation. Shall we say I made a few ill-advised acquisitions. Now, they're only going to give me 300 credits for an enemy frigate, but I imagine that goes up once I start getting into some of the larger ships. You know, once you start destroying some destroyers and that sort of thing. So let's go ahead and accept that. We are now an official licensed privateer. Oh yeah. And in fact, that actually makes them like us even more. You can see back there in the background, improved by 5. We're now at 20 out of 100. So, all right, this gives us access to the hegemony military market. This is something I've been itching to see. See what weapons are available to us, see what sort of buys we can get. Unfortunately, it doesn't look like too much is available to us right now. This other stuff over here requires friendly with the hegemony, and we're only favorable. So, we'll get access to it eventually, but not yet. Now, we've got a large ballistic autocannon, a medium ballistic autocannon, and a small ballistic machine gun. Well, that's a bit of a problem because if you remember right, on our ship here, I guess I have to go to refit to see that, we've got 2 unused small energy turret mounts that we wanted to put something in. Probably drop these blast doors because ideally we're never taking hull damage. And we want to slot in a turret here. But unfortunately, the only ones that are available are from the black market. And I've done a little bit of research in the intervening time since I last played the game and saw what it would take to purchase from the black market and what happens if you get caught. And the fact that we just got our commission and they just like us just enough, I don't want to lose that. I don't know if you do lose it, if you can get it back. So I'm just going to leave the black market alone, at least until a little bit later in the game when my standings are a little bit higher and I'm not risking quite as much if I do get caught. So we don't have an energy weapon to mount yet. That's a problem. We could go to another station and try to find one. We could try to loot one from pirates, or I could steal one from this ship. It's worth a thought. Probably not going to do it yet, but let's go back and look at the market and see if there's anything else we might want to buy. Now, we noticed that there weren't very many ship weapons in the hegemony military that we wanted to get, but what happens if we look at what ships are available? We knew what was on the open market. It only had up to a combat freighter, which isn't very impressive. But is there a combat ship that we want, or a hegemony military ship that we may want to go forward towards? We got a couple destroyers. I can't buy any of this stuff. Looks like welcoming I'll be able to do pretty soon, so I could get some fighter wings, maybe this heavy frigate or a destroyer. Okay, we could already afford this frigate here, which, what is that? It's a harasser and support frigate. Probably means it's pretty fast. Only has one medium energy and one medium missile mount. Not the best. I like a little bit more weapons capabilities than that. It does have a very nice ability that it reloads all missile weapons quickly when you use that fast missile racks. I have a feeling we could pair that with something like the Salamander missiles that have no ammo count. You just have infinite of them. And you could really pump those out, which would be really good if you had another ship to drop the shields so that those EMP weapon hits were hitting. Although it's worth noting that I believe the Salamander missiles automatically flank their target. So if you've got something that only has maybe a 180-degree shield arc or maybe less, such as this ship here, it only has a 90-degree arc, then the missiles might be able to slip in around and disable the target's engines even while their shields are up. But I have a feeling we want to try to work towards one of these. We aren't getting tremendous money generation at the moment, so we probably want to save our money, particularly since we're going to want to buy a captain, and we may have to buy crew as well. Okay, so we have some cargo that we need to sell. We might get a decent amount of money from that as well. 150 metals. Wow. 4,000. We probably want some more supplies, though. So let's go ahead and purchase some supplies. Maybe not quite that many. Maybe that many. Alright, that gives us enough supplies to kind of go a little bit deeper into territory. 29 more days on that bounty, so we want to take advantage of that while we have it. Alright, I think that's pretty much all we want to do here, except, oh, that's right, we need to level up. Now we have 2 aptitude points and 9 skill points. It's been a while since I paid attention to this, my mistake. But what this means is I can put 2 points into combat, and I can finally get my projectile speed increased. Go ahead and put both of those in there. And I can also get automated repair units. Alright, and autonomous subsystems. So that's going to help us out if we do take damage. Ideally, we're not going to do that, but, you know. I think probably the next thing we want to do is probably see if we can't work toward that plus 50% maneuverability. Because I have a feeling, before too long, we're going to get some larger ships. Maybe some destroyers, maybe some cruisers, and we want to be able to turn those ships and stay maneuverable. We're not going to be able to get it here, because we've only got 4 skill points, but we get at least a nice 20% acceleration boost and an 8% top speed boost from doing that. Next skill point we're going to probably want to put in there. Alright. Let's take that, and let's check and see if any of our captains can level up as well. Okay, he can. Alright, let's level him up. Ooh. Now we're going from skill level 4 here. It's going to put 3 points into this skill, so it's actually going to give us that entropic rangefinder. We don't actually have that yet. And this is that guy that we want to put on this frigate up here, which, let me double check on that. He's cautious. That might not be a bad idea. That's a long-range support frigate, and being able to have that longer range on the energy weapons, that's a real perk, because those have a big range already, and then, so therefore, 25% on top of that is that little extra bit that I think is really going to help him stay out of range of weapons fire and just dish out constant damage. So let's go ahead and do that. He can level up again. Let's take it. What happens if we take this all the way to level 10? Weapon recall, that's not a big deal. Target leading, that's not a big deal. And ballistic and energy weapon rate of fire. Now, again, he's using beam weapons, so I don't think that matters, or he's going to be, so I don't think that matters as much. What else can we learn? Damage control. Might be worth going ahead and starting to branch out a little bit. We can always probably take this again. Let's go ahead and take this so that we don't get forced into a skill that we might not want. Reducing the damage taken is always good, and, if he does get caught, he is in a support frigate, so that might be a good thing for him to know. Alright, let's go ahead and swap these two. You just do that by having one selected, and then whichever one you clicked on, you can click on another pilot and swap them. Okay, so let's level up our other captains. She can increase her maneuverability by 75%. Wow, we may want to put her on the combat frigate, or possibly a destroyer if we get one. Alright, let's level her up again. We could get her all the way up to doubled armor strength and reduce the engine damage taken. Or power grid modulation. Flex management is good. Let's go ahead and get that maneuverability first, though. We also have our combat freighter captain down here, which I'm going to switch these back afterwards. And she can improve her auto-firing weapons. That's probably a good idea, as well as if we can get her towards that ballistic weapon range, that'd be a very good idea. Range is always good, and those weapons are range limited, so a little bit is a good help. It's a lot better than, I think, 1% flux dissipation rate and minus 1% shield damage. So let's go ahead and take our gunnery implants. Okay, let's swap those two back. And I think that's how we want it. We want the guy with the extra weapon range on the energy beam ship, and we want the maneuverability guy on the shuttle. Well, you'd like to get her a better ship, but for right now, that'll have to do. All right, with that, I think we're ready. We've got enough supplies to last for a while. Although, keep in mind that number will go up if we take any damage or if we get into any combats, because you do automatically take a hit to your supplies, even if you just go into combat and never take a point of damage at all. Alright, so let's head up here, because up here are those pirate bases, and I found that up there are, surprisingly enough, a wealth of pirates to target. And we want to see if we can't get our hands on some of those delicious bounties. Alright, so we'll turn around. Let's go over here and check these guys out. Ooh, pirate raiders. Now, we have smugglers. Don't necessarily really want to help them out, but we could take on these pirate raiders. Is it worth it? You know, we probably won't get much from that. Let's leave it alone and instead head on up here. Reason being, I want to preserve my combat readiness, and I probably wouldn't get much out of that engagement, particularly since they actually have enough fleet with them that they'd probably be able to take out those shuttles. So we want to fly up here. We could have attacked them. I don't think it's a wise idea to do so. So let's come out here and we'll just do a ping. We'll do an active sensor burst. Don't see anybody. Alright, we have a hegemony patrol engaging with that fleet right there. We definitely want to get in on that action. Pirate smugglers with hegemony backup. Ongoing fight. The hegemony transmit their codes, which allow us to join them. We definitely want to get in on this. We could get some good loot out of this. Lots of freighters, which will be carrying lots of goods, as well as just some general ships, which we can get a lot of salvage from if we do engage in them. So let's go ahead and transfer command to my primary ship. Take command. All right, deploy everything. It's going to cost us 20 supplies to do that. Let's go ahead. Now, all right, this is our first large engagement that we have. Now, this is interesting to note because we have allies here, which we can't control. So we're going to have to react to both what they do and see if we can't engage with the enemies of our choosing. These are nice, juicy targets up here, these freighters here. I probably want to engage with those as opposed to these assault frigates. Although if we do attack them, we might get some nice weapons. So it's worth considering that. But we probably want to charge up past these destroyers and see if we can't engage, because these are just little fighter wings out here on the side trying to hem them in. And we could probably trust those fighter wings to take out a few of these, but we want to see if we can engage before these ships can run. So how do I want to do this? Do any of these... That's a combat freighter. Let's go ahead and order our shuttle up to engage some of these ships. Let's just go ahead and engage that and leave the rest... Let's order this ship to protect that ship, and we're just going to leave one command point up here to in reserve in case we need it later. Alright, let's engage. Now, I've been learning a lot about my ship here that I didn't realize when I was playing before. I indicated this ship might be a little bit weaker, and it is not. This ship that we're in is massively, massively strong. Okay, now let's take a moment to interrupt that thought and see how the battle is turning out. These ships are running. It appears they are running. In fact, even this ship looks like it's running. So we need to close as quick as we can. And do we want to take on close support frigate? Sure. Let's raise our shields. Ooh. Alright, well, he's down. Move past him. Come in close. And see if we can't engage him with... Ooh, those missiles are just brutal. We don't even have to engage. Alright, now this target is undamaged. Alright, so we want to get within our main primary weapon range and then engage with that antimatter blaster. Launch a missile. Boom, got him. See what I mean? This ship is strong. Alright, now, where are our other targets? Up here. These guys are just not keeping up. We want to have this guy go as fast as we can. That guy's gone. We want to see if we can't destroy these two ships as well, though. These we'd love to get, but we probably won't be able to catch them. So I want to order him to go for the furthest one, and then we're going to see if we can't close the distance as fast as we can. If we can get there in time, all we have to do is tag them, get them a little bit of flux, and they'll slow down that little bit. Oh, they didn't take any damage. Now they're going to have a little bit of flux. So let's come up, engage, fire our big blaster, and they've already maxed out on flux. So we'll just sit here behind them, and let's launch another missile. Get this over with as quick as I can. Boom. All right. While we're on the move, let's vent. Get that flux down. So we've taken some hard flux. We want to engage these guys as much as possible. Our ship will get out of the way. Oh, sorry, bad piloting. Not world's best pilot here. Do we have anybody else on map? We do not. Okay, now, two of the ships got away. Now, we could pursue them and engage them right after this, because we will probably be faster than they are. And we have the combat readiness to probably be able to do that. They lost a fighter wing, but that wasn't us, so I'm fine with that. We did take some damage on our shuttle, just a little bit. Hull integrity is now at 99%. Looks like a shot probably sneaked around that shield. We didn't get as much credits from the wreckage as I thought. Let's see what salvage we can get from them. Okay. Wow, heavy mauler. Love the sound of that. Let's take it. Light assault gun. These weapons seem pretty small. Let's go ahead and let's just take everything. Let's then see what we need to dump. Okay, wow. 442 out of 220 supplies. Okay. What do we want to take? We've got plenty of crew. We aren't in excess of fuel. It's probably these heavy machinery. It's interesting to note that the price on the heavy machinery has come down. You could see that 2 weeks ago I was selling them at 106 per base unit, or unit base, and now they're selling for 71 per unit base. So that they aren't quite as valuable as they used to be. How about these? They're down to 34. Sounds like that might be our better option to ditch. Wow. Is one of these weapons really heavy or something? Or is it just supplies? We have that many supplies. Well, so there's no point in taking that many supplies because it's just going to cost us supplies per day. But we'd have to ditch all the way down to that. Well, how much profit? Let's see. We bought these at 48, so it is more profitable to take the heavy machinery still than it is to take the supplies. I think. Let's see, that's 50. Yeah, it looks like it's one cargo per. So, okay, so we'll leave some supplies, I guess. We're not too far from the station, so we'll just do that. Do we want to engage with these guys? Those guys are running from us, so let's go ahead and just engage these guys. See if we can't get some more loot. Come here. There we go. Just 2 standard shuttles. You know what? Let's probably do that and then head on back. So let's pursue them. Take command. We don't have to use all of our ships for this. This is important to note. So what I'm probably going to do is take my ship, because my ship has the elite crew, so I have a higher combat readiness already. And if I want to, I'm only going to take probably my shuttle. And this is only going to cost me projected 10 supplies if I don't take any damage, rather than deploying everybody. Now we could probably make this work. They're going to run from us, but I think that we can catch them, particularly since my shuttle here is very fast. Although their shuttles too. Alright, let's keep our flux boost active, rather than raising our shields, and see if we can't close the distance to these guys. Looks like we are closing the distance with them. Maybe. No, they are faster than us. Alright, well hopefully my shuttle will get within range quick enough. Because they are faster than us. Ugh! If only I had some fight... Okay, they're within range. So this fight will get close enough to me that... As long as he can do some damage, good. Okay, so he's got some flux now. He will slow down, and he won't have that engine boost. I'm going to see if I can continue on, because I have every bit of confidence in my captain there, and see if I can tag this guy. All I have to do is do a point of damage on him, and he won't be able to get away from me. Are we getting too close to the edge of the map, though? Yeah, I don't know. We may not be able to catch him. I've caught him a little bit. I want to stay close, because I want to be able to tag this guy with damage if I can. Yeah, we're not going to catch up with that other guy. So, let's just close in. And blow him up. Yeah, this ship is powerful. Did I mention that? What I was mistaking was that ship. I thought that antimatter blaster was only good once the shields were down. But it's actually energy damage. So, here, let me show you. Let's pick through the salvage real quick. Take a little bit of fuel. Let's just take the supplies. Yeah, we're going to incur a little bit of a penalty, but we're going to use them repairing our ships. So all that's really going to do is probably get us experience and a little bit of boost with the hegemony. We might even get some bounty money out of that. Yay! Yep, bounty payment. Just a smuggler. I think these guys are following me. Wow, there's a lot of small fleets out here, but I want a larger fleet. Can I find a larger fleet out here? Unidentified. Let's do a burst. Alright, what do we have over here? No, they're just following me. Pursuing your fleet. Okay, here. Sure. Pirate Raiders. Another frigate. 2 shuttles. Alright, this will be good for the bounty. So let's go ahead and move in one more time. This time we're probably going to hold the shuttle out. It's down at 43% combat readiness, so we want to hold it out. Now it's interesting to notice our primary frigate has actually gone up in combat readiness. I'm not sure exactly how that works. Maybe they couldn't raise their combat readiness while they were repairing. I'm not sure. But we should be fine with these ships here to engage with them. They only have 1 frigate and I think 2 shuttles, so... Alright, let's wait until we have them on map. And then we'll take a look at where they're deployed. Okay, there's 2 of them. Alright, all 3. So we've got 2 shuttles and the frigate. Now our frigate should probably be able to handle that just fine. Especially since he's a cautious pilot, he'll probably keep his distance. He does have a pretty strong weapon on him. Although if I remember right, it's only good against hull. I believe it's a kinetic weapon. We're going to clean these guys up really, really quick. I'd like to tell him to just go ahead and support him. And then we'll handle the other guys. Let's see if we can't take care of these 2 shuttles. Keep our directional facing. Alright, get up close. Oh, I think we missed. Okay, well, that was easy. We're just gonna bring this guy down by... oh, he's actually still alive. Alright, well, he's going down now. Plenty good. Alright, we'll go over here and... Boom. Alright. Now this is interesting. We have an opportunity to board the shuttle. There's only 10 life signs aboard, so if we had some Marines, we could send them aboard and potentially take over the ship. But we don't have any Marines on board. We may want to start taking them once we have a little bit more cargo space. Right now, I'm running out of cargo space so fast I don't want to take Marines. Especially, I wouldn't be able to use this ship very much. I'd probably just sell it off immediately, and it's probably not worth very much since it only has 5% hull integrity. But let's go ahead and just blow the ship up. And we might get some more salvage from that. Wow. Slim pickings, folks. We got a little bit more on the way of supplies, which we'll probably use. We're going to use up those supplies really quick, but that's okay. Alright, so those guys are gone. And let's head on back, because we can level up some. We got some more money. We got plenty of money. And now we're probably going to see if we can buy some of those ships from the hegemony. Now that, as you can see, they're now welcoming of us. So now I think we can get one of those destroyers, and we may want to do just that. I don't know how much time we have left. We only have a few days left on the bounty anyway. We're pretty flush on cash right now, so I think we'll be ready to pick up another ship, which I will think we will do first thing next episode. Thanks for watching, folks, and I hope you come back for more. We'll see you then.